Have you ever wondered how one single phrase can change the course of your day, your year, your entire life? Imagine waking up every morning with a clear mind, a burning heart, and the absolute certainty that you were meant for something great. Napoleon Hill, a man who dedicated his life to studying the secrets of success, discovered that our words, spoken with faith and purpose, have the power to shape our reality. He wasn't talking about magic or shortcuts. He was talking about autosuggestion, about training the mind to believe in its own greatness before the world saw it. Today you'll learn 7 affirmations that not only reflect his philosophy, but will help you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the life you deserve. But before we go any further, let me ask you, are you willing to commit to something? Because these words don't work if you just hear them. They work when you live them. Prove that you are true to the wisdom of Napoleon Hill. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment indicating which of these affirmations you are going to start using, and let's find out together how many of us want to change our lives with the help of her legacy. Let's get started. Let's start with the first affirmation. I have a divine right to be prosperous, happy, and abundant. What does that mean? It's not just a pretty phrase, it's a statement of power. Napoleon Hill taught that poverty is not a destiny, but a state of mind. No one is born destined to want, but many limit themselves because they think they don't deserve more. When you say with conviction, I have a divine right to be prosperous, happy, and abundant, you remind your subconscious that abundance is your natural state. This isn't about arrogance. It's about honoring a universal truth. You were created to prosper, not to be submissive. Hill insisted that the mind operates on what it believes, not what you desire. So by repeating this affirmation every morning, you are planting the seed of faith. Say it out loud. Feel it resonate in your chest. Imagine a life where prosperity flows to you like a river. Because when you believe you deserve the best, the universe begins to act to give it to you. Now let's move on to the second affirmation. Everything I need is already within me. Think about that for a second. How many times have you waited for someone to give you permission to move forward? How many times have you felt like you needed more resources, more experience, more validation? Napoleon Hill said it clearly. Success begins with an internal decision. You don't need the world to approve of you. Everything you need to succeed is already within you. This affirmation reminds you that you carry within you a divine spark, a creative force that is not dependent on external circumstances. Hill explained that a person who knows what he or she wants is already halfway there. By repeating this phrase, you train your mind to stop looking outside the box and start trusting your own resources, your creativity, your resilience, your ability to learn and adapt. Every morning in front of the mirror with your head held high, say, everything I need is already within me. Feel how this truth frees you from doubt and encourages you to act with confidence. Third affirmation, I am in complete harmony with the energy of God and the universe. Napoleon Hill was not just talking about material goals. He understood that true success comes from a spiritual connection. This phrase is not a cliché, but a call to remember that you are not alone. You are part of a higher order, a divine energy that supports and guides you. Hill taught that the mind, when focused on a higher purpose, is unstoppable. By repeating this affirmation, you are attuning your frequency to the abundance, clarity, and peace that come from being in harmony with the universe. Imagine your life as an orchestra. Every thought, every action is a note. If you play from chaos, the result will be noise. But if you tune into the energy of God, every note will become a symphony. Say quietly and with gratitude, I am in complete harmony with the energy of God and the universe. Feel how this connection fills you with strength and purpose. The fourth affirmation is, today I act with discipline, courage, and focus. This is where theory meets action. Napoleon Hill was adamant, knowledge without action is useless. You can have the best plans, the most brilliant ideas, but if you don't take action, it will remain a dream. This affirmation is a call to action, to get up every day as if it were the first day of your new life. Discipline means doing what you must even when you don't feel like it. Courage means moving forward even when you're afraid. And focus means concentrating on your goal, without being distracted by excuses or other people's opinions. Hill said that success is a daily decision, and this quote reminds you that today is the day to make that decision. Repeat it vigorously. Today I act with discipline, courage, and focus. Imagine facing challenges like a warrior, without backing down or wavering, because every step you take consciously brings you closer to the person you are meant to be. This brings us to the fifth affirmation. My thoughts create my reality. I choose to think big. This is one of Napoleon Hill's most powerful ideas. He wrote that you become what you think about most of the time. Your thoughts are not just passing ideas, they are the architects of your destiny. When you say, my thoughts create my reality, I choose to think big, you take control of that creative process. It's not about ignoring problems, it's about choosing to focus on possibilities. Hill taught that the human mind is like a magnet. It attracts what it holds most strongly. If you think in terms of limitations, you will discover them. If you think greatness, greatness will come to you. Repeat this affirmation boldly, especially when doubts creep into your mind. Say it as a challenge to the universe. I choose to think big, and then act as if you already are the person you envision. Affirmation 6. I am destined for greatness. Greatness is within me. Napoleon Hill believed that every person carries the seed of greatness within them, but it only blossoms when recognized and nurtured. This phrase is not about ego, it is about purpose. You are not here to go unnoticed and settle for a mediocre life. You are here to make a mark, to create something beyond the ordinary. Hill said that in every adversity there is an opportunity of equal magnitude, and that opportunity is your ability to shine. When you repeat, I am destined for greatness, greatness is within me, you awaken this inner truth. Don't let doubt or external criticism make you forget who you are. Say it firmly and proudly, greatness is within me. Visualize your goals, your dreams, and go after them as if they are already yours. The seventh and final affirmation is every day my faith is stronger than my fear. Fear is universal. We all feel it. But Napoleon Hill taught that fear is not an invincible enemy. Faith, when cultivated, is far more powerful. This affirmation does not eliminate fear, but rather turns it into an ally. By saying, every day my faith is stronger than my fear, you are training your spirit to choose trust over doubt and hope over discouragement. Hill wrote that faith is the force that moves mountains, and this quote reminds you that even if you don't have all the answers, you have the power to take the next step. Say it with conviction, especially on dark days. My faith is stronger than my fear. Feel how this truth lifts you up, gives you clarity, and moves you forward. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe. It's free, and you have no excuses. Join this community of people who, just like you, are looking to apply Napoleon Hill's wisdom to change their lives. Come on, show me you're ready to be part of this movement. Now that you know these 7 affirmations, I want you to make them a part of your life. These aren't just words, they're tools for creating an unbeatable mindset. Napoleon Hill didn't stop at talking about success. He studied the greatest minds of his time, from Andrew Carnegie to Thomas Edison, and he found that they all had one habit in common. They controlled their thoughts intentionally. These affirmations are your way to create that habit. Write them down in a notebook, tape them to your mirror, record them on your phone. But most of all, live them. Every time you repeat them, do so with emotion, with faith, with the certainty that you are sowing the seeds of your future. Why do these affirmations work? Because, as Hill said, the subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. When you repeat an idea with emotional intensity, your subconscious accepts it as truth and begins to work on making it a reality. It's like programming a GPS. You give it a precise address, and it finds the way. These affirmations are your clear direction. But here's the key fact. It's not enough to just say them. Hill insisted that self-suggestion must be accompanied by action. Each affirmation is a commitment to yourself to move toward your goals, to get out of your comfort zone. and to be the architect of your destiny. Let's talk about how to integrate these affirmations into your daily life. Imagine it's Monday morning. Your alarm goes off, and before you check your phone or let the noise of the world around you get to you, you take 5 minutes. You sit in silence, take a deep breath, and begin, "I have a divine right to be prosperous, happy, and abundant." Feel how those words resonate within you. Then you move on to the next one. "Everything I need is already within me." Take your time. Take in each sentence. Imagine what it means to you to be prosperous, courageous, and great. Hill recommends repeating affirmations with emotion, since emotion is the fuel that makes them powerful. If you do this every day, you'll begin to notice subtle changes. More confidence, more clarity, more decisiveness in your actions. But don't just say it. Napoleon Hill taught that success is the result of a clear plan and consistent action. So after you say your affirmations, make a list of 3 things you'll do that day to move you closer to your goals. They can be small, like sending an important email, or big, like starting a project you've been putting off. The key is to take action. Hill said that action is the bridge between your dreams and reality. Without that bridge, your affirmations are just words. With that bridge, they become an unstoppable force. Now let me tell you something about the long-term effects of these statements. Napoleon Hill studied the lives of more than 500 successful people for 20 years and found that they all had one thing in common: a goal-oriented mindset. They weren't smarter or more talented than the average person. They had simply learned to focus their thoughts on what they wanted, not what they feared. By repeating these statements, you adopt the same mindset. You train your mind to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to find solutions where others see problems. And the best part, you don't have to be a genius to do it. You just need commitment. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine you want to start a business, but the fear of failure paralyzes you. Every morning when you say, "Every day, my faith is stronger than my fear," you weaken the voice that tells you you can't. At the same time, by repeating, "Today, I act with discipline, courage, and focus," you give yourself the push to take the first step, perhaps by researching the market or connecting with a mentor. Hill noted that success doesn't happen overnight, but rather in small, consistent steps. Each affirmation is a step, and each action you take reinforces that step. Let's talk about the science behind this. Although Napoleon Hill didn't call it that, what he described as autosuggestion has roots in what we now know as neuroplasticity. Your brain has the ability to adapt and change based on the stimuli it receives. When you repeat affirmations with emotion and pair them with actions, you literally rewire the neural pathways in your brain. You create new mental pathways that lead you to confidence, clarity, and success. Hill didn't have the neuroscience training we have today, but his intuition was impeccable. What you repeat with faith becomes your truth. Now I want you to consider this. What would happen if for the next 30 days you repeated these affirmations every morning and acted on them? Imagine the consequences. You might start making bolder decisions, trusting yourself more, seeing opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. Napoleon Hill said that most people fail not for lack of talent, but for lack of persistence. These affirmations are your tools to help you persevere, stay focused, and not give up when the going gets tough. But here's a word of caution. Affirmations aren't magic. You can't just say them and wait for the universe to do the rest. Hill was clear. Belief must be accompanied by effort. If you repeat, "I have a divine right to prosper," but don't work on your skills or seek out opportunities, you're sabotaging your own progress. So each affirmation should inspire you to take action. For example, if you say, "Everything I need is already within me," ask yourself, what skill can I develop today? If you say, "I am destined to achieve great things," define what great means to you and take a concrete step toward it. Let's talk about how these affirmations can be applied to different areas of your life. If you want to improve your finances, the first affirmation, "I have a divine right to be prosperous, happy, and abundant," will help you shift your scarcity mindset to one of abundance. Hill taught that wealth begins in the mind. Begin by visualizing yourself managing your finances wisely, investing in your education, and finding new sources of income. If your goal is to improve your relationships, the third affirmation, I am in complete alignment with the energy of God and the universe, will remind you that true connections come from inner peace. Treat yourself with love, and you will transmit that love to others. And if you want to overcome fear, the seventh statement, every day my faith is stronger than my fear, will become your anchor. Napoleon Hill wrote that fear is the greatest obstacle to success, but he also said that it is an illusion that we can dispel with faith. When you feel paralyzed by fear, take a deep breath and repeat this phrase. Then do something, no matter how small, that will bring you closer to your goal. Hill said that fear is no match for action. Now I want you to think of someone in your life who needs to hear this message. Maybe it's a friend who doubts themselves, a family member who feels trapped, or even yourself in a moment of weakness. Share these affirmations with them. Write them down, hand them out. Napoleon Hill didn't keep his wisdom to himself. He shared it with the world, and you can do the same. Imagine the impact it will have if you inspire just one person to believe in his greatness. That's the power of Hill's wisdom. Not only will it transform your life, it can transform the lives of others. Let's talk about consistency, because that's the key. Napoleon Hill said that success is a habit, not a one-time event. It's not enough to repeat these statements once and expect immediate results. It's like going to the gym. One day of exercise won't give you muscle, but a month of consistent effort will. Try to repeat these statements for at least 21 days, which is how long psychologists say it takes to form a habit. Keep a journal to record how you feel, what changes you notice, and what actions you take. Hill recommends tracking your progress, as it motivates you to continue. And don't worry if affirmations don't seem to work at first. That's okay. Your mind has been programmed with limiting beliefs for years, and it takes time to change them. Hill taught that patience and persistence are the keys to success. If you ever feel discouraged, remember affirmation number 6. I am destined to achieve great things. Greatness lives within me. This truth doesn't change, even if you don't feel it. Keep going, trust the process, and soon you'll see your thinking begin to change. Now let me tell you a story that illustrates the power of these ideas. Napoleon Hill met a young man who dreamed of becoming a writer, but was trapped in a job he hated and a scarcity mentality. Hill taught him affirmations similar to the ones we share today, but he also gave him a challenge. Write a page every day. No excuses. The young man was hesitant at first, but then he followed the advice. Every morning he repeated, I have the power to create the life I want. And every night I wrote. A year later, he had finished his first book. It didn't bring him immediate success, but the habit helped him publish several works that eventually made him an acclaimed author. That's the magic of combining affirmations with action. You don't just change your mind, you change your life. I want you to think about your own story. Where are you now, and where do you want to be in a year? Napoleon Hill said it all starts with a clear desire. Take a moment to identify your desire. Is it a personal business? A deeper relationship? Better health? Whatever it is, these affirmations will fuel your goal. But remember, a desire without action is just a dream. Hill taught that success requires a plan, and your plan begins with these words that reprogram your mind and motivate you to take action. Let's talk about obstacles, because there will be some. Napoleon Hill didn't promise an easy road. In fact, he said that adversity is an opportunity in disguise. When you face rejection, failure, or doubt, turn to the fourth affirmation. Today, I act with discipline, courage, and focus. Let this phrase remind you that you are not your circumstances. You are how you respond to them. Hill told the story of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. What kept you going? His mentality. He didn't see failure. I saw lessons. Adopt the same perspective, and no obstacle will seem too big for you. Now I want you to stop and imagine what your life would be like if you followed these affirmations to the letter. Imagine waking up every day with a sense of purpose, knowing you are on the right path. Imagine making decisions with confidence, facing challenges with courage, and achieving goals that once seemed impossible. That life is not a fantasy. Here's the natural result of applying the wisdom of Napoleon Hill. These affirmations are your ticket to entry, but they only work if you apply them. Here's a practical tip. Create a morning ritual that sets you up for success. Hill was a big proponent of starting your day with intention. In addition to repeating these affirmations, spend a few minutes meditating, writing down your goals, and visualizing your ideal day. This isn't just motivation, it's science. Research shows that the first few hours of the day play a key role in programming your mind. Use this time wisely, and you'll see everything else fall into place. Let's talk about community, because you're not alone in this journey. Napoleon Hill believed in the power of a mastermind, a group of people who support each other in achieving their goals. This channel is your virtual mastermind. By subscribing, commenting, and sharing, you'll be joining thousands of people who, like you, are striving to live life to the fullest. So don't be left behind. If this video inspired you, please subscribe. Leave a comment about which statement resonated with you the most, and share this message with someone who needs it. Together we can create a movement of change based on Hill's wisdom. And speaking of change, I want you to think about the long-term impact. Imagine following this path for 5 years. Where would you be? Napoleon Hill said that most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year, but underestimate what they can accomplish in 5 years. With these affirmations, you are building a solid foundation for an extraordinary future. Every day you repeat them, you are strengthening your mindset, your belief, your ability to create. And that, my friend, is Hill's true legacy. Not just teaching you how to succeed, but how to become the best version of yourself. Now let me challenge you. For the next 7 days, try to repeat these affirmations every morning. But don't stop there. Each day choose a specific action that reflects these words. If you say, "I have a divine right to prosper," consider new income opportunities. If you say, "Today, I act with discipline, courage, and focus," then face the challenge you've been avoiding. Track your actions and results, and let me know in the comments how you're getting on. Hill said that success is a series of small victories, and this challenge is your first. Let's talk about faith, because it's at the heart of all of this. Napoleon Hill dedicated an entire chapter to faith in his book, Think and Grow Rich. He said that faith is the starting point of all achievement. It's not just about religious faith, although it can include that. It's about believing in yourself, in your dreams, in the possibility of the impossible. Every affirmation we've shared is meant to reinforce that faith. When you say, "Every day my faith is stronger than my fear," you're declaring that you're not going to let doubt stop you. And when you live that truth, the world begins to open up to you. I want you to think about something else. Napoleon Hill wasn't just talking about personal success, he was talking about leaving a legacy. What mark do you want to leave on the world? Maybe it's inspiring your family, creating a business that changes your life, or simply living with authenticity and purpose. Whatever it is, these affirmations will be your tool for creating that legacy. Hill said that true success is not measured by what you accumulate, but by what you give. Use these words to become the best you can be, to become a beacon of opportunity for others. One last thought before I close. Napoleon Hill spent his life studying great men, but he also believed that greatness is within anyone's reach. You don't have to be a millionaire or a genius. You just need a focused mind, a courageous heart, and the will to take action. These 7 statements are your map, but the journey is yours. When you wake up every morning, remember, you have the power to create your own reality. Hill knew it, and now you know it too. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Subscribe to receive more useful messages and comments. Zatsepka. If this secret has changed your outlook on life, see you soon.